Angela here from Naturally Balanced Farms, and I just thought I would show you my quail today. Let's take a look. This is my quail hutch. It's actually a rabbit run or a chicken run off of a chicken house. But let's look in here. Here's some of my quail. I was using this bucket as their feeder because they make such a mess anyway. They didn't kick it down very much, but I had to tilt it so that the rain and sprinklers didn't get in it. So today, when I was at Tractor Supply, I got this cool feeder. It was kind of expensive. I've been eyeballing it for a while, but I wanted to make sure that it's what I wanted. This is a bird feeder, and as you can see, it's a squirrel proof, but there's only a little gap that they can get in there to get their food, and they don't dig out and make a ton of mess. You can see, maybe you can see their food down there. That's from their bucket, not this feeder. I put it in there earlier today. It's a cute little barn. Check that out. And so far so good. It doesn't look like they've kicked any extra out. It's a royal wing bird feeder, and I'm really liking it. I need to cut that off, but I left it on there so I could show you guys. I was too excited and put it in there already. So hopefully this does the trick. They can also be locked down when weather comes or I'm watering the grass. So let's put this back in there. They have a light that stays in there. I don't use that all the time. I just use it in the winter or when the sun starts to decrease. Sorry for the shakiness, guys. You can see him back there running around. I got a little plant and a mountain for him, and I rake this out every so often. My quail actually do lay in this little hut I made for them. Really, it's just a tray from the Dollar Tree. And occasionally they'll lay over there. So in order to help me get the eggs from the other side, I bought this little kid rake. And it helps me rake out the eggs to where I can reach them and rake up to the ground where they have fresh ground, and it makes it easier for me to shovel it out. So there they are. I've got some babies inside. I'll show you. And I'm fixing to put some more eggs in the incubator. Anyway, I'll show you guys those here soon. In just a minute, we'll go inside. So these are the quail. This is where I brood them. They have a heat mat under them to keep them warm. I found with the light it just didn't disperse the heat well enough, and then I put a towel over the top. It has a reptile screen. Just put a towel over the top to keep the heat in, and it does quite well. And then I use this thermostat, and it turns it on and off, turns the heat mat on and off according to temperature. I do have this lamp that I was using until today, but they don't need it anymore. Also connected to a thermostat, and I'll hang that inside for a little bit during their first week. They're a week old today, and there's about 16 in here. So by next week, I should be able to move them outside. You can already see they're already starting to feather out. And this seems to be working really well. I haven't had any losses due to cold or heat. using this method this time. This is my experiment. They just started actually eating the crumble. Before that, I run the crumble through a coffee grinder to make it more into a powder for them to eat for their first week of life. And there you have it. I just use, we can't get a quail feed here, or even a true game bird feed that has high enough protein. So this is a meat bird by Nutrina. It's 22%. And it does them pretty well. If I notice that they need a little protein boost, I'll run some cat food through the coffee grinder and mix it with their food to give them a boost. But they usually do pretty good on this by itself. Might take them a couple weeks longer to start laying, but I don't have a problem with that. So there you go. So I thought maybe I should add that I raise quail for the meat and eggs. I sell the eggs at Farmers Market for $4 a dozen, and I also incubate and sell chicks when my stock is high enough. I'm in the process of rebuilding my flock so that I can start doing that again, but I usually sell the chicks for $1 a piece, and they sell out really fast. I've actually had to stop selling for a little bit because my stock was so low. But it can be a nice little side business. You can also use quail. They're small enough that reptile owners will use them. We've had dog owners buy their meat for dog food for raw feedings, and because of the properties, the nutritional properties of the eggs, we've also had show dogs owners purchase their eggs for their dog's food. So there's just a few little tips on why you might want to start raising quail. Honestly, they're probably my favorite bird. They lay more consistently than a chicken. They are kind of stinky, so you do have to keep them pretty clean because they can get pretty rank. But they're lots of fun. They make cute little noises. It's fun to watch them run around. Their eggs are really cute. I like their eggs. I like to make little breakfast nachos out of them with some sausage and beans, and then use those round tortilla chips to put some little fried eggs on them. So that's why I raise quail, and you might want to too.